Mount Batten, a historic seaside resort in the southwest of England. It's visited often by tourists interested in the water sports that it now offers. However, how many of these people know the full history of this location? Well, today I intend to give you all the facts and information so that you can appreciate this location just that little bit more. Before we get into the when and why, we need to know what it is. During its lifetime, Mount Batten was used as what is known as a seaplane base, meaning that it acted as a base of operations for a number of seaplanes, providing space to store the aircraft and house the crew. But why did they choose this location in particular? Well, the area of Mount Batten is located in a sheltered cove, which provides a great deal of protection from the elements, which is important for seaplanes as they are vulnerable while on the water. Another reason for the location is the Plymouth breakwater. This structure provides protection to the Plymouth Sound, which is the name for the water surrounding Plymouth. This breakwater also helps to create relatively calm waters in the bay, which when you're trying to take off from the water can be of great use to you. So now we know what Mount Batten is, you're probably asking about when it was created. Well, Mount Batten was initially used in September of 1913 to test a number of seaworthy aircraft. It was not an official base for the forces just yet. It wasn't until February of 1917 that Mount Batten became an official seaplane station under the name Royal Navy Air Station Cattlewater, named after the waters surrounding the station. And then, a year later, in April, it became RAF Cattlewater when the RNAS, the Royal Navy Service, and the RFC, the Royal Flying Corps, merged together to create the Royal Air Force, RAF, which was around the end of the Great War. This was among a number of changes in the British Army and Navy to better structure their forces. During this time, the base also had a number of extensive construction projects that saw the creation of the large hangars and crew accommodation that might be able to be seen these days. During the interwar period, which was about from 1918 to 1939, the base housed a number of different float planes, like Southampton's 2s and Fairey 3Ds. After this period, the base was left in the care of a maintenance unit until about 1922 to 23, when the base was renovated. Mount Batten was in dire need of restoration, and its uses and roles had been reduced after the Great War, leaving the base in a state of disrepair. Many notable figures have walked on the grounds of Mount Batten over the years. However, one of the more notable figures would be aircraftman T.E. Shaw, but you may know him better as Lawrence of Arabia. Yes, that Lawrence. Lawrence had become famous during the Great War for his extensive raids in the Middle East, aiding Arab resistance fighters in their fight against the Ottomans. Lawrence was to serve at Mount Batten between the years of around 1929 to 1932. Not much is exactly known about what he did as his daily job at the base. However, he apparently carried out a bunch of menial maintenance tasks, like doing the laundry or other cleaning jobs. During his stay, he was known as T.E. Shaw, T.E. of course being for his true name, Thomas Edward, and Shaw, which was the name he adopted after getting a D-poll to change his surname. He apparently did this in an attempt to get away from the fame of his previous life so that he may be able to go about his days with less responsibility. However, it was not long before people started to realise. Mountbatten, during the war, was used as a staging post for seaplane operations, housing crews that would carry out numerous missions in the English Channel and Mediterranean. Its area of operation was large, and the roles of the aircraft stationed there were important to the continued support of the war. At the outbreak of the war, RAF Mountbatten was home to 204th Squadron. A number of Thunderland flying boats were serving with the squadron at the time. This squadron completed a number of missions, like the first ever successful attack on a German U-boat by a flying boat in September of 1939. One other notable mission of the 204th Squadron was 10 days after the attack on the U-boat, when a Sunderland piloted by Flying Lieutenant Barrett rescued all of the crew of the SS Kensington Court, a cargo ship that had been torpedoed off of the coast of Sicily. During this rescue flight, the pilot was able to drop a number of bombs in the general area of the U-boat, and for his actions during this mission, Barrett was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross. 204th Squadron left Mountbatten in about April of 1940, destined for North Africa. Their replacement was to be the 10th Squadron of the Royal Australian Air Force, a squadron that, of course by the name, is from Australia. This squadron served in Mountbatten for the rest of the war and carried out numerous missions that included anti-shipping and submarines, sea rescue, and even transporting people from as far away as Gibraltar. One of such of these long-haul flights was on the 13th of November 1942, Friday the 13th. This was when Flying Lieutenant Wayton Thorpe was to fly to Mountbatten from Gibraltar with crew and 4 passengers. One of those passengers being a naval captain on his way back to receive the Victoria Cross, one of the highest awards you can possibly get in the British Army and Navy. This flight ended in disaster due to heavy black fog in the area. This black fog caused the Sunderland to lose its bearings and crash into the water, ripping the plane to pieces. This killed all 4 passengers on board. However, all of the crew, including the pilot, survived. Most of this base's stories came from the Second World War and in the period surrounding it. However, its service did not stop there, and it continued to be operated as a seaplane station until the 8th of January 1986, which saw the end of the maritime branch at Mountbatten. And then, in 1992, the Air Ministry officially closed down Mountbatten, ending with 3 days of ceremonies to mark the end of its long and prosperous career. So there we have it, a brief overview of the history of Mountbatten, a small headland just outside of Plymouth that played a pivotal role in the defence of Britain and the safety of Allied shipping in the English Channel and beyond. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, and if you would like more videos like this, then please consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching.